take advantage of the opportunities, and could they take advantage of the positives of her history in public life without bringing to mind all of the negatives? And they just were never able to find a way to do that. They were never able to capitalize on the fact that that she was a very popular senator in New York, getting elected with 65-70% of the vote. And instead, they decided to sort of make her a cipher for imaginings about what the Democratic Party was, and for notions of progress, which just didn't jive with what voters thought of her, and that was a real weakness of her campaign.
What is the best, or what is the approach for people who don't always, especially people of faith who don't always agree with a particular political stance, whether it's the ACA or if it's attitudes toward same-sex marriage and how that affects society now? Are we taking our eyes off the goal, which is Jesus, when we engage point on point on those issues? Or can you talk a little bit about the tension of all of that, the way that society has changed as far as its attitude toward those issues?
Well, I offer a great deal of advice and insight based on my experiences into the path for Christians moving forward in reclaiming hope. And so I'm hoping that the book will be a resource to folks who are wrestling, as am I, with these questions about what the path forward for Christians in public life should be. Let me a few things. One is that Christians should feel able and equipped to carry their faith with them into all of life, including politics. And so this sort of separation, this isolation of politics, this cordoning off of politics from other areas of their life that Christ is supposed to fill up and inform is not right. That's not what we're taught. Now, what that means, though, is that Christian engagement in politics is going to look different than how the world engages in politics. It's actually we aren't going to, for instance, demonize people or make lies in order to advance our cause, because for Christians the ends don't justify the means, and so that would be my. I would encourage Christians to carry their faith with them into their politics, but then to also understand that we don't engage in politics just to get our way. That actually our faith compels us to seek the good of the other in politics, and if more Christians did that, then our politics would be a whole lot healthier, a whole lot more whole, and would serve the people much better than what we have now.
By serving others first.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
You're saying by serving other people above anything else that you're seeking agenda-wise.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And so if your political engagement is not honoring the dignity of other people, then you aren't. Then you may be advocating for a general idea or policy that you could justify on Christian principles, but if you're not advancing it in a Christian way, then you're undermining the whole endeavor. And so yeah, that's really important. In other words, Christian political engagement is not just about the discrete or specific policy items you're advancing or promoting. It's actually about the nature of the engagement itself. It's about the way that you treat your neighbors and even your political opponents as you're engaging in discourse. And this isn't just for politicians. This is for when you're around your family dinner table. This is for when you're talking in the foyer of your church about politics or political issues.
Certainly, the last few elections have certainly changed my perspective on politics and how you approach things. And as a journalist, that's a double imperative, if you will.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we have not discussed yet that you want people to know regarding your message?
Well, yeah, two things. If we're going to properly deal with the civic and political and just social challenges we have ahead of us, we need to have a better understanding of each other. And one hope for my book is that it will help with that understanding. For Democrats reading the book who think that sort of all religious objections to anything the president did was just a reflex and that didn't have a rationale, I think my book will help flesh out some of that for supporters of the president, for religious folks, for Christians, and I'm an evangelical. I'm hoping the book will help us understand the environment that we're situated in a little bit better, especially when it comes to politics and culture, and understand that that folks who sort of oppose you politically aren't operating from a vacuum. They're motivated by a set of their own values. They're motivated by a set of their own experiences. And if we sort of brush those to the side, then we're not really dealing with reality. And so that would be the first thing. I think my book, Reclaiming Hope, will hopefully be able to inform folks to better navigate and be better stewards of their resources in the political and cultural times ahead of us. And then just the last thing I'd say is, the book is called Reclaiming Hope for a very specific reason, which is we have a crisis of hopelessness right now, and my book lays out, makes a case for what real hope is, how real hope would change our politics, and it's one that all people need, and so I'm hoping that message of hope will impact people, that they will rest on it and think about it, and then carry out hope's obligations, which I lay out in the final chapter of the book. And so I really hope folks will read the book and engage with it, and I hope it will help them process, especially 2016 and all of the political upheaval that we've seen.
Okay, Michael, I appreciate your time today.
Great. Thank you so much. It was great to be with you.
Michael's website is michaelwear.com. Wear is spelled W-E-A-R. That's all the time for today. Thank you for listening.